Hey family, this is Joy Marshall coming to you from my bedroom. I'm here because, my girlfriend Debbie and I always have these really good conversations on the weekends about, sometimes it's deep stuff, sometimes it's funny stuff. And we always say, girl, we need to be recording these conversations. And we've been saying that for a couple of years now. And so I just decided, you know what? I am going to record these conversations because people do need to hear what we be talking about. And so you get to eavesdrop on in some of the things that we talk about. And today I'm going to talk about practicing self forgiveness. Self forgiveness. And the question is, how do you forgive yourself for something when you didn't know better? You found out something that happened, and then you realize you made a mistake or you didn't know any better, so this big catastrophic thing happened that kind of maybe even changed the course of your life, and you're like, shit, how did that happen? What was I thinking? What was I, why didn't I see the red flags and all that stuff? And that reminded me of a time when I found out someone that I was dating with was cheating. That I was dating was cheating on me, and I was like, fuck, like, why didn't I see the red flags? And I was told, because I was taken by surprise. We were good and all that kind of stuff, and then this thing happened, and the person decided to go on out and do their thing and was totally deceptive. But I felt bad. I felt guilty. Like, why didn't I see what was happening? Why didn't I catch the red flags? Why didn't I, what was I thinking? You kind of beat yourself up like I'm a bad judge character, all that kind of stuff. And, it can be as heavy as making a mistake when you know better, and then you do something, and then you be mad at yourself. But so what happens when you don't know better and you didn't do it? How do you then begin to trust yourself again and to forgive yourself and to just go from there, and get rid of the heaviness and all of that? And so obviously I prayed about it, thought about it, and I was asking God, because that's who I pray to. But I'm not. It's not a religious conversation. I don't care what you call them, and but the spiritual part of it is important. So the answer that I got is, there's three parts to that. How do you forgive yourself? First, you just have to breathe. You have to sit in it. You have to pray. You have to meditate. You have to take some time for yourself away, and stop beating the shit out of yourself. Stop beating the crap out of yourself for not knowing and for not being able to see the signs and all that kind of stuff. And so, because what I got was that acceptance. The first part of that journey of self-forgiveness is acceptance. And acceptance is so important because suffering happens when our model of the world, or our beliefs about how things should be, are not that. And then we can't get over it. We won't get over it. We just refuse to believe that it ain't it. This happened. That is not what refuse to believe that it's not what we think it should be. And as long as we stay in that sort of semi-denial phase, even though we know it's happening, we suffer. We cause ourselves to suffer. So accepting it, that it is what it is very, very important to go, okay, that's a good step. I can move past this. And then, once you can accept it, you ask yourself, well, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? What did this come for? Because there's a Bible verse that says, all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. And so he has a purpose in everything that we go through. And so the question then is, well, God, what is your purpose? What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this particular situation? And you have to ask. You can't, lean into your own understanding. You got to figure it out. Not figure it out, but you got to ask and then be willing to listen for the answer. And for me, with the cheating situation, the answer that I got was, when you brought this person into your life or allowed this person into your life, think about where you were energetically. Think about where you were in your mind and your heart. And when I thought about it, it's like I was kind of in a low energy place. I wasn't really loving myself as much as I should have been. I wasn't, for me, I wasn't team joy like I should have been. I was like kind of low energy, feeling a little self-conscious and low self-confidence. And so I attracted what I am. That was the thing that I learned. When you are in a high energy space and in a upbeat space about your life and about who you are, and you feeling yourself, and it's real, it ain't just arrogance and braggadociousness. It is just, I feel good about who I am and where I am in life. Then those are the kind of people, those are the kind of situations that we attract when we're in that right space, that right state of mind. But when we're in a low energy space, I ain't really feeling good. You got a little thirst on you, a little desperation on you, maybe. I wish I want a man, or even, just, if one comes, whatever, I'll see what happens. There's no intention behind it. Then we can draw in all kinds of crap that we don't want. And then we get a lesson. And then so after acceptance and looking for the lesson, we get to set boundaries. And that's the third part of being able to self-forgive. It's, then what are the new boundaries? Now that I know it's real, it happened, yada, yada, where do I go from here? Then you set boundaries. First within yourself. You set rules and standards and boundaries. Like, look, these are the sorts of things that I'm going to look for in the person or the situation next time I'm in that place, so that I check, am I bringing my best self forward? Am I bringing my best self forth? Am I able to receive the good things that I want because I'm energetically on the same level as the things that I do want? I'm at that high energy place, that next level. I'm leveled up to receive what I'm asking for or what I would expect for myself. And once you get the lesson, and once you can set new boundaries, and if crap comes, because it may come still as residual energy from that negativity from the past, if it comes, just like, no, we're not doing that right now. We're not doing that. We're not in that space anymore. That's all you have to say. And then just move on. And then you can say, you know what? Like I said to myself, Joy, I forgive you for not seeing the signs, for not knowing better, for not looking for it. But I also forgive you for, being in that low space where you could attract something like that, because it happens. And I wasn't on my P's and Q's and just diligent about who I am. And, and you move on from there. You move up from there. So that's all I wanted to say today for the week. I'm going to come back and ask some, maybe a couple of days after this video is posted, ask some questions. So this whole week we can talk about self-forgiveness and how you feel about maybe something that you went through and didn't know better, and now you have to forgive yourself for it. So all right, that's it. So glad to talk to you, and I'll be back. All right, y'all take care. Bye.